Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is for week commencing the 17th of November. Hope you had a fabulous week and happy birthday. We are still in your birthday season. And we've got your first energy oracle card. Oh, we've got two out. I beg your pardon. Okay. I'm sure you had this last week. You have the thinking man, Scorpio. This is again about having clarity of mind. I think it's still going on. If it is the same card as you had last week, I don't know why I've got it in my head that it is, then there's something about, continuing in this energy about, I don't know, turning to some crystals maybe for some protection or for some clarity of mind, some connection to spirit. That's what he's doing. He's got clear quartz there. And then he's got the world, or you've got the world, I should say, Scorpio. And the world in the tarot is about endings and new beginnings, ending a journey, completing a goal, completing a cycle. Lovely. Right, let's see what your tarot messages are for week commencing the 17th of November. Dear Spirit, Guides and Angels, please join me in this reading for Scorpio. Make it helpful, hopeful and healing. Oh. Okay, and the focus, please and thank you. For Scorpio is the Seven of Swords. Opportunity. There you go, it's the Death card. Endings. The Nine of Pentacles is your challenge. The Eight of Cups is in your subconscious. Oh my goodness me. And the Nine of Swords is your advice and outcome. Wow, Scorpio. So the Seven of Swords is your focus. The Seven of Swords is the sneaky card, the card of sneaky behavior. Is there somebody around you that you know is not being completely honest or open with you? This can also represent people cutting off communication to you. Have you got an inkling that, I don't really trust that guy or that person? Could be at work, in a relationship, anybody around you. Maybe that's what your clarity of mind is giving you. And for some reason, I did say protection with the crystals there, and I never say protection when I look at that card. So I don't know. Now the Death card is your opportunity. So if you have got an inkling, there's trust your intuition is what I'll say about that. And you need to put an end to something or somebody or a situation where you think somebody isn't being entirely open and honest with you. The Death card is about, right, this can't go on any longer. You need to deal with it. The Nine of Pentacles is your challenge. Oh my gosh, do you know, I just got the message in my head. You're dealing with a show-off. So, because the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card when it's not a challenge. So when we have the challenge position, we have to read the card in the reverse, if you like. And as the reverse, the upright, the positive side of this card is about feeling financially independent, not having anybody else to rely on, very proud of your achievements and your accomplishments. Now, in the reverse, obviously, you can say, well, that means the opposite, and it can do. But I just think you are being, either this Seven of Swords is, as to say, not being completely honest and open, making they're a bit of a show off. They're over egging something to you. That's what this card makes me feel. Now, the Eight of Cups is in your subconscious. Yes, you know that there's something that's not quite right here. And deep down, you probably want to walk away from it or know that you've outgrown something. And there's the feeling of like, I really should say something. I really should do something about that. Cups are our emotions, relationships, friendships. And he's just like, put his hat on, put his coat on and gone, oh, done with that bit now. From a positive point of view, I think I like the Eight of Cups because for me, it's like, well, it's just simply, you know what, you can't always be on the same path as everybody else. You have to veer off at different stages. And that's because, you've outgrown something or they've outgrown something. Now, the Nine of Swords is your advice and outcome. The advice of the Nine of Swords is face whatever it is that's keeping you up at night. And I have a feeling it's this decision whether to continue with something or to move on and develop your own, whatever ticks that heart chakra for you. But anyway, let's see why we have the Seven of Swords here. And again, you've got the world up there, which is about, it's about achieving something just naturally coming to an end also, taking lessons from it and moving on to your next venture. Seven of Swords, why are you here for Scorpio? You've got Temperance. Temperance is the card of patience, but also I think with the focus of Temperance is how long have you been trying to work this out, and how patient have you been, and how much longer will you put up with something before you need to say something. Because your Temperance is, you can see she's got 2 cups, she's trying to juggle them, they're spilling in the air. I just feel like there is something you've put up with long enough now, and you've been patient enough over it. And maybe, you know, being a Scorpio, you're a water sign, you've thought, oh, you know what, it'll get better in 3 months' time. You know, I'm the same with my job. You know, it's like, gosh, one minute I'm like, oh, I want to leave tomorrow. And then I think, oh, I had a great day today. I had a great week. Oh, it's not so bad. I just feel there's a little bit of that going on. And maybe it's to do with that person who 1 minute with that Seven of Swords, you think of your best mate, and then the next minute they're stabbing you in the back. Right, Death card, why are you here? Yes, there's an opportunity for you to put an end to it. 9 of Wands, I like this. This is like getting your rockets of desire going again. This is getting a fire back in your belly also. It's a real massive sense of determination to do something new as a result of it. That's what I say. I just think you're outgrowing something too. You're not going along with this childish behaviour up here anymore, Scorpio. 9 of Pentacles is your challenge. Now, is that somebody relating to that Seven of Swords who's feeding you a load of BS? Oh, Page of Cups is a challenge. I said it like that because it's my absolute favourite card in the deck because it looks like my dad. But it reminds me of my dad. That's what I say. So the Page of Cups as a challenge is somebody who you cannot rely on. 1 minute, they're full of love, they're full of gratitude, they make you feel really special. And the next minute, they're cutting you off. You know, they don't speak to you for weeks. Very up and down with their commitments because they're quite a childish energy as a challenge. In the upright, in any other position, this is the most beautiful card ever because they're very go with the flow. You know, they're very, well, let's just see how it goes energy. But as a challenge, the Page of Cups is somebody who's not particularly reliable. And that's why I think it's all in a row underneath that Seven of Swords. Somebody who 1 minute you feel okay around and the next minute they're like moody, you've got no idea what you've done or what you've said. Not a particularly nice energy. Right, 8 of Cups in your subconscious. And I just feel like you're thinking, right, one more. But maybe we should learn our boundaries then. Oh, 8 of Pentacles with that 8 of Cups. I like that. That's you deep down and saying, you know what, I've got my own goals. I've got my own personal goals to achieve here. I need to walk away and start looking at what I really want to do. Because the 8 of Pentacles is the card of, it's mastering a skill. It's committing yourself to something that what would be your goal. So for instance, and it'd be something you really enjoyed also, something that would be financially put you on the road to, you know, in getting paid for something that you enjoy too. I always liken the tarot to the 8 of Pentacles for me. You know, my everyday job, you know, I'm a bit clock watching, I'll be honest with you. I get to time off and I'm like, I'm off, bye, see you tomorrow. The tarot I can work into the night for. And that's what the 8 of Pentacles represents. It's like you want to go off and do what you want to do, Scorpio. And now the 9 of Swords is your advice and outcome. And I just think you've got to get it off your chest. 5 of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is the card of loss, regret, disappointment. She's looking at those cups that have spilt over. There's nothing she can do about that. They've spilt over. However, that's what she's turning her time and energy to, rather than looking at what is still standing behind her. So the advice of this card is, yes, it may seem like facing your fears is going to be really tough. Maybe it's going to make you feel a little bit negative about something, but just remember who's got your back, Scorpio, and remember that, you know, there's balance to everything. There's good and bad. There's dark and light. So there's positive and there's negative. Anyway, let's have a look and finish with a Green Witch Oracle for you. And we have altar, as in ALTAR, an altar. Gratitude and releasing burdens. Look at that beautiful card. I have a little altar in this room. It's just over there. It's got all my favourite crystals. It's got my oils. It's got pictures of people. It's a really lovely thing to look at every now and then have a little change around. Okay, altar, 41. My gosh, that's the quickest I think I've ever seen one in here. So the message of this card is, it's important to make time and space for connecting with spirit. In that space, look into your heart for truth. The altar card helps you to reflect on your blessings and what you need to express gratitude for. Conversely, look inside for truth about your challenges. There may be something you need to release to the universe in order to grow and flourish, or a burden you need to surrender so that you can move forward. The altar can help. Take stock of what you are grateful for and think about what you can offer nature or spirit to share your blessings. The reflection of this card is what isn't serving you and can be released into the universe for you to move on. That's your Eight of Cups. So I hope you enjoyed that, Scorpio. Let me know how it resonates. Just could you check your subscriptions for me? Because I've had a few people say they've been unsubscribed. I don't know what YouTube's up to. That I give up trying to work out the algorithm with it all. But yeah, if you could just do that, it'd be great. And if you just hit that like button also, that makes a massive difference to the channel too. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.